What's up, Brigitas? Reverend Dave here. It's good to be back. I know it's been a second, but I want to give you a quick update on what's happening with me and my channel and stuff like that. It's good news if it happens. I mean, we'll see what happens. But just real quick, some of you don't know, I don't know or not, whatever. I'm a retired carpenter. I was a government carpenter for 27 years, whatever, but I've had a side business as well. I call it Gothica Resurrecta. And I take old furniture that I find on the side of the road or trash or whatever, and I pimp it out and make it all beautiful Victorian goth, and people love it. And I also build custom coffins and stuff like that. I do Gothic decor in homes. Anyways, long story short, I finally got the balls enough to pitch my own show to HGTV. It'll be called American Gothic, where I go into people's houses and transform their inside of their house into something bitchin' vampire castle, Victorian Gothy, whatever it is that they want. So, and this month, ending in April, I'm going to be filming a big episode that I want to send to them. So I'm going to be busy doing that. So I don't know when I'll have a chance to post another video. So just bear with me. I'm trying to do it as best as I can. But if this show does get picked up, who knows what's going to happen. I really don't want to stop this channel or anything like that, because I enjoy sharing my shit with you. So, but send me all the good juju you got. I could use it. It'd be fun, to come into your living room and you can watch me do stupid stuff. I don't know. Anyways, okay, enough about me. Today I have a fun one for you. I see this question a lot in a lot of the witchy groups. People ask me this, whatever. My answer's kind of always the same. But it's like, why don't my spells ever work? Or why are they not effective or whatever? And I'm like, how the fuck should I know? There's literally 100 different reasons why your spells aren't working. So that's why I'm calling this episode Effective Spellcasting. Now, what is effective spellcasting? I have no idea. I've been practicing for years, and not every one of my spells work, but I've been doing it long enough to where I've narrowed it down to a specific method in the way I do things, and, learning stuff on the way and whatever. So now that it is a little more effective. But there's 100 different answers to that question. But just the mere fact that you ask that question dictates that, guess what? There's something out of tune with what you're doing, but who knows what it is. So instead of me, especially if I don't know you, me trying to second guess or pick apart what you're doing wrong, I'm going to tell you or show you what I do, and maybe you can incorporate that and maybe it'll help you. And I'm going to go over some stuff that may be the reason why it's not working for you. I don't know. So, with that being said, here we go. What is effective spellcasting? Like I said, I have no idea. But I know what works for me. So today I'm going to show you the step-by-step kind of the method and the kind of ritualistic ways of what I do to craft any kind of spell work, whatever it is, whether it's a spell jar or a ritual, So, one of the things, and I think, I've touched on this before, and I don't want to get too off the subject with this point because it's about spell work, spellcraft, spell casting, and stuff like that. Not about I don't want to say baby witches, but not even it's I don't I don't want to be preachy. Okay, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because the first step, and it's a no-brainer, is research. Okay? I don't know where you're at in your journey, but hopefully you're not just learning, you just got into witchcraft yesterday and you want to perform a spell tomorrow, because it doesn't really work like that. So, without sounding too preachy, one of the things before you do any kind of casting or whatever is to research what you're doing. But not just the spell in particular, but witchcraft in general. I mean, know what you're getting into. Know the terminology. Know correspondences, colors, moon cycles, things like that. It's good to know these things before so you know what you're getting into. So, I mean, trust me, once you've gained some knowledge and research or whatever, one day, it's like an epiphany. You're going to go, man, I'm ready. I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready. I want to cast my first spell. Awesome. Do it. But it's going to be fun and exciting for you because you're going to have a little more knowledge of what you're doing. Just don't just jump into it. Okay? That's one. Okay. So you want to do a spell or whatever you're doing. Okay. Number two, most important. What type of spell is it? What are you doing? Is it, I don't know, is it a spell jar? Or is it a freezer spell? Is it candle magic? Is it a healing spell, a love spell, a prosperity spell, a good luck spell, find a job spell? I want to stop thinking about that person's spell, blah, 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 blah. There's a million spells. Okay. Pick what you want to do. Okay. Once you've gained a little bit of knowledge, you want to do a spell, pick with whatever spell you're doing and stick with that particular spell. Okay. And just a quick disclaimer, when you do this spell, and I'll probably touch on it more at the very end, but I don't know why I'm thinking about it now. Just a rule of thumb, you don't have to keep repeating the same spell over and over and over and over, thinking that it's going to work any faster or do whatever. No. Just set it and forget it. Don't dwell on the spell. Woo! Anyways, all right. So step 3, or my third point, is your tools. Once again, another part of research and knowing what you're doing is your tools. What are you going to need? Okay, let's just say, for instance, you're doing a prosperity spell, good luck spell, or anything like that. Okay, what are you going to need for that? Do you already have a spell that you found that you like? Is it something that you created on your own? Did you find it in one of those many beginner spell books? What does it take? Okay. So finding and gathering your tools is the next step in knowing what you're using to get into it. I mean, does your spell require stones but no candles? Or does it herbs and candles? trinkets, talismans, amulets, whatever, things like that. I mean, what does it require? It's good to know what that particular spell needs so you can gather them together. Okay? So know your tools. And this is not a thing where, level 55 wizard doesn't forget something, because I swear to God, I do it. I'll cast a fucking circle and everything, and I'm like, shit, I forgot something. And, and if I don't have it if I can't reach it from my herb shelf or whatever, and I have to come all the way to the kitchen and get it, I'm like, fuck, I just broke that circle because I didn't create a door. And we'll get into that later on in the video. So I got to come here and go to the kitchen, and usually 9 out of 10 times when I come to the kitchen to get something, I end up getting a fucking cookie too. Or sometimes I'll get the cookie and forget what I came to get. This is me. Don't be me. Okay, so tools. Get the tools that you need and all that shit. Get it together, bro. Now, 4. This step is, it's important, but not mandatory, whatever, and there's so many ways to do it, or whatever, but the 4th thing is to ground yourself, to ground and center yourself. As a rule of thumb for me, I never approach my altar pissed off, unless I'm about to hex somebody, intoxicated, or even just plain bored. Oh, I think I'm going to do a spell today. Beep. No, you got to be in the right frame of mind. Your frequency's got to be averaging somewhere in there. Can you cast a spell every day? Well, why not? I don't. Remember, it's your practice. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just know what you're doing when you do it. That's all I'm saying. Excuse me, my ring light fell. No, it broke. All right. You get mood lighting now. Woo, it's spooky. Fucking piece of shit. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Better, right? Okay. Anyways, where was I? Tools. Very important. To gather everything that you need for that particular spell. Okay. Next, like I said, grounding and centering yourself. Now, like I said, there's different ways to do it. Myself, what I do, just because it helps me clear my head or bring stuff to my consciousness that I need to deal with, or I think of the stuff that I'm going to need to perform a spell or whatever. But what I do is I take my dog, we go for a walk, for a mile or so walk, and I ground myself that way. I'm out in the elements and I'm breathing in the air and the trees and listening to the trees and the wind and whatever, and just gathering my thoughts. You could take 2 minutes to gather your stuff, go outside, or even sit there at your altar, whatever, and just decompress for a minute and gather yourself, center yourself. Okay? That's, like I said, it's important, but not mandatory. So, 5, this next step is picking the time to do it. Once again, like I said, it doesn't matter if if you cast every day, whatever, you do 20 spells a day, whatever, you do you. But when's a good time to do it? Well, it depends on your spell. I mean, go by the moon cycles, the days of what planets and gods that they're ruled by, that have attributes to whatever situation it is. As for moon cycles, I'm not going to get into the waxing gibbous things and waning and all that stuff. For me, there's 2 phases that are my favorite, that I use the most. And tonight's one of them, new moon. New moon is for releasing and resetting, setting that intention. It's a new moon, new beginning. Full moon, I don't cast anything. I go outside, the glass of wine, I light a white candle, and I soak in the energy, let my tools charge, and I'm just grateful and thankful and give gratitude to Mother Moon for her energy and for driving my girlfriends crazy. Thank you for that. But that's what I do. My full moon and new moon is when I do my things or whatever. So, but once again, totally up to you. Do you. But, and I've said this in prior videos. I just want to touch on this real quick. You know, all of correspondence, stones, herbs, incense, you know, candles, all the colors, moon cycles, all that stuff, all of it. Each thing, just think of it as like, each thing is like 5%. So the more things you add, whatever, just gives you that spiritual oomph. And then, you know, the clear crystal, which I think that has the highest vibration of all the stones, is what is like the energy, what's that bunny? Energizer bunny? Battery. It's the amplification of all the rest of the stuff. So all that stuff is going to help you with your spell work. Okay, so just remember that. Now, one of the things that once you get all your stuff together or whatever, and again, once again, this is more like an optional thing or whatever, but now that you have everything there and you're like, okay, what do I need or whatever, this is a good time. It depends on the spell. Remember, pick your spell and what it needs and gather everything that you need for it. But this is a good time to dress a candle, if you need to dress your candle, carve any sigils in it or create any sigils or whatever, if you haven't already beforehand, and writing your petition down, whether it's on a bay leaf or parchment paper. And for me, I prefer parchment paper. I don't like chemically induced paper with lines and straight edges that's man-made like that. I prefer parchment paper with torn edges and real wood. Okay. And then you write your petition on either one. A bay leaf, if it's a bay leaf, you write on either side or whatever. Now, and I've said this in a bunch of my videos, and once again, going back to step one and doing research and learning, when you're petitioning, if you are asking something and you're asking to receive something, you want to bring something to you, you write your, whatever it is that you're writing, turn your paper, okay, clockwise, keep writing whatever you're going to do, or if you need to fold it towards you, turn it clockwise, fold it towards you, okay? And now if it's something, if you're releasing something, I want to break this addiction of, you know, cocaine, or this person needs to get out of my life, you need to write it counterclockwise, fold it away from you, counterclockwise, okay? You get it? Away is to banish, towards you is to receive. Okay, just remember that. Now, and the same thing with dressing a candle. This is not set in stone. People do it differently. Whatever, I don't give a shit. Here, let me take I have one of my table bottles here. But when I dress a candle, if it's something that I want to receive, I anoint it from the top down so it's burning towards me. If it's burning it away, then I rub it upwards. Some people start from the center, down, up, whatever. Some people just rub it whatever. It's not set in stone. I don't know. That's how I do it. So that's a good time to do that. Okay. Now you're almost there. Number 7. Okay. This is the fun part, and it takes a little time, but it's worth it. Okay. This is the time that you need to cleanse yourself, charge, activate, consecrate, cleanse your tools, yourself, and your altar space. Everything. Now, the way that I do it, okay, and I have my wand here just for a sample, but some people just have a incense, whatever flavor, I don't know, when it pertains to the spell, whatever, an incense burning. And with the smoke, you take each thing and run it through the smoke, cleanse it really good. But first, before you even do that, cleanse yourself. Start by cleansing yourself. Cleanse your altar space. Just try to get rid of any energy, any residual energy on anything. Okay? Now, and you can use, like I said, some people use incense, just have it stationary right there. Some people use sage, Palo Santo, my favorite, whatever. Or you can have a cauldron with stuff burning in it. So whatever how you ever want to do it. But you need to do it. Okay, and now what I do, say I have, a smoky quartz and a citrine stone, okay, and some colt's foot herbs and whatever, I have a trinket over here, whatever. Take each one, cleanse it through the smoke, including your wand, okay, cleanse it. I like to rub everything, okay, feel my energy like this, okay, and then I blow in it, because to me, I feel like I'm blowing my essence into that tool. And then I just meditate for a second. Say if it's a stone you're holding, and you're visualizing that stone doing its job, okay? You're visualizing that bringing you money, luck, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? And you do that with each tool until everything is cleansed, concentrated, activated, energized, charged up, and ready to go, okay? So, the last step, and you're almost there. Once again, this is not a mandatory thing, and I don't really consider it a controversial thing, but it's a thing, and that's to cast a circle or not. And the whole point of casting a circle is to enclose your sacred space. Okay, to repel and protect yourself from any unwanted outside energy. And you're inviting the elements in this space. It's a good time to call on any deities or spirit guides or whatever that you want to use, And of course, if you're just starting out, this is something I don't think you really need to worry about too much. And there's different ways to cast a circle, okay? You can simply use your fingers, whatever. I use my wand, mostly. Ring of salt, incense, whatever. Now, for me, I normally don't cast a circle unless I'm doing what I call a bigger spell, something that's a little more ritualistic, where it's going to require some time and me just really getting into the zone and meditating and drawing all that energy or whatever, and just and releasing it, and just and whatever it takes. That's usually when I do it, because I don't want any unwanted energy. You know, I just want everything to go into that without being bothered. That's when I do it. Some spells, like candle spells or whatever, require maybe just a ring of salt around the candle. That's another thing, you know, whatever. So to cast a circle or not, no, you don't need to cast a circle all the time, okay? So don't worry about that. And once again, but on the safe side, just for whatever that I do anyways, even if I'm making a spell jar, because honestly, if you're making a spell jar or a, you know, healing pouch or whatever, I don't think you need to cast a circle, because honestly, I don't think demons give a shit about arts and crafts, in my opinion, whatever. But to be safe, to whatever, if I'm sitting at my altar and I'm making a spell jar, doing something or whatever, and I have an incense burning anyways, because, you know, I like the smell of some or whatever, I will, when I cleanse my space, and I'll, you know, I'll make a circle, just as my cone of power. No, but, you know, this is my secret. Just keep the fuck out. This is it, you know. But you don't have to go nuts, and you don't have to really worry about it too much. So there you go. You're ready to go. You're ready to rock and roll. But we're not done yet. There's more. I totally feel like an infomercial, which is funny because it's kind of my next point. This can also be an answer, a good answer to the question, why are my spells working? Okay. Maybe it's because you're expecting it to do, and you're expecting it to on your time. Well, I hate to tell you this, but it's not about our earthly time. It doesn't work that way. You need to just set it and forget it. Okay, like I said before, like in the 80s or 90s, I don't know if you guys still around or not, but this old infomercial guy, Ron Popeil, used to pitch this shit or whatever, and these air fryers and cookers and whatever, and his motto was just set it and forget it. And I love that, and I try to bring that into my craft because I'm antsy and impatient as well. So it's like, fuck, come on, manifest, do something or whatever. But there's so many reasons, like, you know what, if I did everything right and it's not working, then guess what? Then maybe it's either not here yet or not meant to be. Boom. So, and I'm going to trademark this and coin this phrase, don't dwell on the spell. Just set it and forget it. Whatever it is that you do, just set it out there. Don't get in the way of the universe. Let the universe do its job. You've done all this work. You put your energy. You've just energized this spell with your energy. Now you're trying to transfer it over to manipulate time and space and whatever to manifest that change in your life. It's the whole goal. So, try not to dwell on it. Okay. Now that you've done your spell and you're just washing dishes, doing laundry, going about your day or whatever, and you're not dwelling on the spell, what do you do with your spell remains? What and stuff like that? Now, I hate people that litter. I don't like putting things in the earth that don't belong. I don't know, but so for me, when I dispose of any spell remains, I only flowers, herbs, and stones are the only thing that'll go into the ground, ever. Oils, wax remains, salt, whatever, all that stuff, right in the trash. You know, that's how I operate. I just, but you can take in my last video, the prosperity candle for 2022. You see that? And I showed you how to make a candle from scratch. You can take your wax remains if you don't want to throw them away. I save mine. I'll throw some pieces away, but I mostly save them. I save them by color, so that way when I want to make a new specific spell candle, I melt the wax remains and cleanse it, de-energize it, whatever, make a new one, and good to go. That's a good way to do it too. Or throw it in the trash. Up to you. Anyways, that, my friends, is it. Okay? So, in this, I'll leave you with this. It doesn't matter what level you're on in your practice. I mean, you do you do how you want to do. But if your spells aren't working, then there's something wrong. There's something that's not right. And another thing too, talking about the centering and grounding part, what we vibrate, we attract. And if you're negative and down and just stress, whatever, then you're going to attract that and your spells probably won't work. So try to make sure your vibrational frequency is up. But I don't know. It's like I said, this is a personal journey. And I just want to help as much as I can. I don't know everything. But I will say that, like I said before, not all my spells work. I know there's some that do work really well. I mean, you see my reactivating money bowl video, that works really well for me. My freezer spells work great. My love spells, that's a personal thing. And I'm still waiting for that to manifest itself. So, but in the healing spells that I do, not just on myself, but on other people, work most of the time. I don't know, whatever. It's just, I gave you some steps to follow that are pretty right on. If you want to do something, just take those steps, try that, make sure you have all your tools. Once you pick your spell, all your tools, all your correspondences, everything that you need, pick a time to do it, clear your head, sit down, and go for it. And then just release it. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, whatever. I don't know. I'm going to try, once again, like I said, I have so many videos that I want to do, but it's all about time for me right now. So please bear with me. And I don't know. And by the way, happy anniversary to me. It's officially 1 year since I've launched this channel. And I've got 800 subscribers. I was hoping to have 1,000 by now, but whatever. But I love you guys. I love all the positive feedback, your comments. You guys are amazing. I hope everything that I say and do helps you guys. We're all on this journey together, but in our own ways. So don't let anybody put you down. Pray for the Ukraine. Do no harm. Take no shit. Bye.